Kevin, thank you, and welcome to Big Monday right here on ESPN. A packed Allen Fieldhouse. You're watching the Big 12 on ESPN, and what a matchup we have for you here tonight. Number 1 and unbeaten Arizona on the road, taking on number 9 Kansas. The Jayhawks have won 7 in a row. A great matchup here tonight. And we welcome you courtside. John Shambi and Fran Fraschilla. Angel Gray will join us coming up. We start on the Arizona side. This is a team that they can score, they defend, and physically they impose their will on you.
They're the number 1 defensive team in college basketball. They're good offensively as well. They want to pulverize you inside with that size.
All right, meanwhile, news of the day. Tommy Lloyd's team going up against the Kansas group that will be without Darren Peterson. He came out for warm-ups. He was dealing with flu-like symptoms all day, and in the end decided that he would not go. So Peterson out. Remember, the storyline along Peterson has been injuries. And here tonight, add another one to the list. This is the 11th game that he has not played for Kansas. He dealt with cramping, hamstring issues. But Bill Self is shorthanded here tonight. Worth noting, he has never lost at home on a Big Monday.
Well, an old coach once told me, the best ability is availability. And luckily for Kansas, this group of 5 has played a lot of basketball without Darren Peterson this season.
All right, let's check out our starting lineups. It'll be Bradley, Burris, Karchenkov, and Pete, along with Privas. Bradley going up against his buddy from Rochester. They've known each other a long time, Melvin Council Jr. Jamari McDowell starts in place of Darren Peterson. And as well, it'll be Bryson Tiller and Flory Bidunga. Now, Tommy Lloyd got a chance to come to Kansas last year, and he was very frank this past week about the visit. He said, we played there last year. I'll be honest, I played a lot of places. I came away from there thinking, all right, it is different. For more on that, we welcome in the third member of our crew. Here's Angel Gray.
Look, yes, 15,300 fans that rowdily welcome you to experience the Vog. Coach said, we aren't scared of what's to come, but by no means do they feel like they are untouchable. I asked them what that looks like tonight and how they have to answer the bell. He said, I reminded my team embracing the moment in the crowd is important, and reminding them dunks are still only worth 2 points. Threes are only worth 3. The defense will be a huge priority, saying communication will be elevated, eye contact, and pressure. Everyone has to be on the same page.
Arizona here tonight taking on Kansas without Darren Peterson. Number 1 on the road. They are unbeaten. Bill Self trying to knock them off. And as mentioned, in Allen Fieldhouse on Big Monday, under Bill Self, a perfect 39-0. Fran, this place has a reputation for being as good an atmosphere as there is in college sports, and we're already getting a taste of it.
They're going to need this 6th man tonight, but it's going to be guys like Bidunga and Melvin Council Jr. who can get the job done.
Privas and Bidunga jump it up, and Kansas wins the tip. Good veteran officiating crew, Kit Kissinger, Doug Sermons, and Tony Padilla.
Bill Self lately, John, loves to go inside early to Flory Bidunga, who's become an offensive weapon.
Trey White handling here. White probing, lost the handle for a second. Off the rim, wouldn't fall. White collects and kicks out to Council. Karchenkov tipped it away. He loses the handle. Now spins and puts it in.
You just saw a young man who is an outstanding defender for a freshman. He's done that all year, those quick hands.
Well, they start 3 freshmen and play 4. And that jumper rolls off for White. Privas, the rebound. Arizona, an outstanding rebounding team. In fact, they have not been out-rebounded once this year. Privas on Bidunga, jump hook, got it.
That young man keeps getting better and better, John. He missed all last season with a foot fracture. 7'2", 260, only a sophomore.
Yeah, we watched him last year. Tommy Lloyd telling us all along he thought that he might be their best player last year. Bidunga hands to McDowell. Council will try. And Kansas cold in the early going. 4-0 Arizona. Here's Bradley. Karchenkov rejected. White saves. Nope, he stepped out of bounds. And it'll be Arizona basketball.
Don't forget now, Arizona has won at UConn. They've won at BYU. Take a look right here. Nice block by Trey White. Steps on the line.
Jaden Bradley to inbound. Hurries. The freshman versus it on the baseline. Bill Self calls timeout. 30 seconds, and we're back to looks after this. Arizona off to a 6-0 start. No Darren Peterson tonight, sitting with flu-like symptoms. So for Bill Self this year, with and without Peterson on the court, and you look at the field goal percentages and the net rating, it's not a huge difference.
It's not, you know, analytically maybe, but mentally,
yeah.
You think you've got a guy that's supposed to be the #1 pick in the draft. He's at practice today, and he's not out there. Mentally, it's got to mess with you if you're a Kansas player.
Yeah, he's your Superman. He's a guy out there supposed to be wearing the cape. Bidunga puts it on the floor. Krivas gives him a bump. Krivas tips it out of bounds. 9 on the shot clock. It stays with Kansas.
Well, we mentioned Floor. He's much improved. He's gotten better offensively, but tonight he's going against one of the best defensive players in the country. In fact, both of those match up well on the defensive end. Bidunga and Krivas.
Krivas and Bidunga squaring off. His Council tried to spin it home, couldn't do it. Tiller able to grab the loose ball. Did that not hit the rim? It did not. And it'll be a shot clock violation.
I think they're going to check this, John. The ball hit the rim prior, and I think they may reset this.
Previous plays under review.
That's Kissinger right there. Did it hit the rim? Yeah, it hit the underside of the rim. So as they look at it,
It
6-0, and Arizona on top.
After review, the ball hit the rim. It'll be 18 seconds on the shot clock.
That's it, and the key, John, is it doesn't have to be a shot. If that ball hits the rim on any part of that possession, they get the reset to 20, now at 18.
So Kansas basketball. Doug Sermon's coming over to let us know what was happening, and then Kip Kissinger announced for everyone. Bidunga working on Burries. Bidunga contested, and the tip will go, and Kansas is on the board.
Good effort by Bryson Tiller on the backside. The freshman gets better. This is a big game for him.
Pete Krivas with the offensive rebound. Krivas double dribble.
I think the Jayhawks have to settle down, keep the ball moving, and keep attacking inside.
Melvin Council Jr. here. He's got mom and dad watching here in the building. White. Good hands by Arizona. And Cole Pete, one of the prize freshmen for Tommy Lloyd. Karchenkov. Pete kicks out. Karchenkov with White on him. Karchenkov rolls out. Krivas, big rebound. And a travel.
Interesting. Krivas thought he got his arm pulled. But Kip Kissinger said, nope, you move your feet. Kansas very physical inside early. That's a good thing. But can you see how Krivas can change a game?
Well, you can see how the physicality on the glass. Arizona just night in and night out when they play, they own the glass. The takeaway, here's Burries. Burries at the basket, had it rejected out of bounds. And it's Arizona basketball. Jamari McDowell starting in place of Darren Peterson, who is not playing here tonight due to flu-like symptoms. So no Peterson for Kansas. It'll be an uphill battle against unbeaten and #1 Arizona. Krivas rolls it home. 2 more for Mo.
One of the most improved players in the country, as is Badunga. So these two sophomores are going to have a great matchup tonight.
Tiller with Pete on him. Those two banging. Tiller, step back jumper, got him. Well defended, and Tiller made the shot.
I love that Bryson starts from inside out, which he has to do.
Krivas getting deep position on Badunga, lays it in. That's too easy. Mo Krivas with 6. The lead is that many for Arizona. Tiller. And Bradley rebounds. One of the things the coaches for Kansas talked about, that Bradley is a very good offensive rebounder. Fouled on the mid-range. And he will shoot 2 when we come back. ESPN's exclusive presentation of college basketball is brought to you by Phillips 66. Proud sponsor of Big 12 basketball. Back here at Allen Fieldhouse, Arizona, the early 10-4 advantage. This is one of the great home court advantages in all of college basketball. Beware the fog. Yeah, how about Kansas against ranked teams at Allen Fieldhouse? 25-4 against higher ranked teams, 11-1 against the top 5. The only loss this year against UConn. Bill Self, almost an 800 win percentage against top 10 teams. You're talking about an environment that just energizes players really on both sides, but it is a difficult place to come and play. Arizona came here back in 2003 as the #1 team and was able to rally to pick up a win. Bill Self, yeah, 23 seasons, twice an NCAA champ. He's lost 22 home games in 23 seasons.
About 95% if you want to figure that out.
11-4 the advantage as Arizona is on top. McDowell, good fake, and he lays it in. Jamari McDowell being asked to start here tonight, and he picks up his first 2. Toby Awaka has checked into the game. Number 30. And Burry, soft touch.
This young man is another one of those young stars. He's gone over 28 3 different times already. He plays so calmly.
McDowell.
There you go.
Big 3, and they need that.
Much improved from behind the arc. He's gone from 30 to 38 from his freshman year to his sophomore year.
Pete puts it on the floor. Silky smooth, the power forward. Go Pete.
It's hard to believe, John, this team could be #1 and start 3 freshmen because they do not play like typical freshmen.
Well, speaking of Pete, his college debut was against the defending national champs Florida. He went for 30-7. Council inside, a little bit strong. Badung able to track it down. And now it's Tiller going to work on Pete. Inside left hand, spins it home.
I mentioned earlier in the season, I thought Bryson was playing the game from the 3-point line in, and that's how he has to play.
Waka, and that rolls home. Arizona with 12 points in the paint this year. I mentioned they haven't been out rebounded. They also haven't ever lost the battle of points in the paint in a game.
Well, and I think partly because of the guy who's likely to be the national 6th man of the year in Toby Awaka. I can't think of anybody better right now. Watch this move.
Badung inside left hand wouldn't go. He'll to the line.
Well, Bryson Tiller, John, continued better. Remember, he missed his last season at OTE over in the league. He arrived there last January, never practiced, but he was a top 20 recruit, and he's really playing well. Then this guy inside, Toby Awaka, he comes off the bench, and Tommy Lloyd told us this team has no individual ego. It's all about the 8 guys who play all the minutes.
Awaka started 36 of 37 last year. Asking Toby about the switch to coming off the bench, he said, hey, you got to have a service mindset. Tommy Lloyd, year 5 in Tucson, as he has done such a great job coming over from Gonzaga. For more on Tobe Awaka, let's check in with Angel.
Yeah, I enjoyed the time that we were able to spend just talking about his transition, being with the new team. He said, I consider myself as a servant leader. So yes, I'm going to put other people first and sacrifice what I feel like is most important for the team. He said, I feel like emotionally I have done a better job of stepping up for my team. I know my minutes and my buckets will come, but how he can serve others is his priority.
Privas wanders in, fakes left hand, it rims out. And now Council, full head of steam, and he's rejected. Out of bounds. And it'll be Kansas basketball.
I think outside of Kingston Flemings, who we enjoyed watching Saturday night, Melvin Council Jr. is as fast as anybody in this league. At that time, he's going up against a guy at 7'2" that is a rim protector.
I think it's always fascinating to watch the guys with basketball or soccer that can shrink the time with how fast you are with the ball and without the ball. He is great with the basketball. Bidunga lost the handle, and it's Bradley. Take it away and heading up ahead. And he gets swatted out of bounds. Bidunga, second in the nation in blocks per game.
John, he's gotten better on both ends for sure, but right now, I would have to think he's in the top 3 for National Defensive Player of the Year. I think Privas is in there. Chinalu from Florida for sure. They're all very similar rim protectors.
Inside, and Aristo, Dwayne, the freshman, able to knock it down.
He's the 4th freshman, and remember, he missed all last season, his high school senior year at Brewster Academy. He's going to be a very good player at Arizona.
Duga gives off to McDowell. Foul. But if they get a Waka, I believe that'll be his second. Indeed they did, and indeed it is his second. That is one of the issues for Tobe Awaka. It can be foul trouble, but Fran, by rate, he's probably as good a rebounder as there is.
There's no question about it, John. He's rebounding 1 rebound every 2 minutes, which is elite. Think about Dennis Rodman. He was 1 every 2.4 minutes in the NBA.
Jackson is swatted out of bounds. Well, the shot blockers on display here tonight. 9 on the shot clock, 12:08 to go here in the first half. John Shambi, Fran Fraschilla, and Angel Gray.
I'm going to tell you, John, we had a long talk with Justin Kukowski today, the trainer. This young man coming off a broken leg. Look at this. Great
Tiller inside and puts it home.
This is how Bryson Tiller is going to continue to develop at Kansas.
Bryson Tiller with 8.
Oh, I love his aggressiveness.
Privas spinning. Koa Pete, offensive rebound. Now a tip. And eventually McDowell pulls it down. Marco Jackson lost the handle. Bidunga. And Flory will go to the line when we return. A tight one in Kansas, #1 on the road, and they have the lead. Back here at Allen Fieldhouse, and how about that starts in Big 12 history? You got Arizona at 23-0, and then a couple of Kansas teams. Of course, Baylor had that amazing streak the year they won the national title in the 1920 season. They ended up winning it all that year. Or no, that was the year that they ended up canceling the tournament, winning it all the next year.
Well, this was a team, Arizona, John, that was picked 4th in the Big 12 preseason. When you look at Bidunga's numbers and then you watch him play on both ends of the floor, he's become such a factor. His ability to score inside has improved. The defense speaks for itself.
Not able to knock down that free throw. It's a 3-point game. And Arizona acclimating to a hostile crowd here in Allen Fieldhouse. Toa Pete bullies his way to the basket, and they got to travel. A reminder, our next NBA Wednesday doubleheader on ESPN. It'll be Jalen Brunson and the Knicks in Philly to take on the 6 or 7:30 Eastern. And then it's Wemby and the Spurs going up against the Warriors. Coverage tips with NBA Countdown at 7. It all comes your way on Wednesday. Tiller, that's a 3. And we're tied.
Inside out. Inside first. Let it fly from deep.
Aristode able to answer. That's the first 3 they have tried here tonight.
And he may be their 8th man, but next year you'll hear a lot about Aristode. Cool and calm.
Council can't hit. Del Orso. Del Orso could shoot it. The kid from Australia. Toss inside Privas. And the jump hook is good. Tommy Lloyd talked in practice about when the double comes, there are no monsters coming. It's going to be somebody small.
Exactly, and I like the fact that they continue to go inside.
Tiller!
Oh boy.
Bryson Tiller with 14, and he's knocked down a couple of triples. Aristode can't hit, but there's Krivas. Wildcats, such a handful to deal with on the glass. Now Bradley, pull-up jumper. And they get the foul. That's twice he's been fouled in mid-range jumpers.
You know what you love about Bryson Tiller, and we've been watching a lot of Kansas basketball. Sometimes nights like this define a young man's moment. He's going to be a star someday. Started off slowly, but you could see the confidence growing. And again, John, I love when he plays post-up basketball first and then stretches the floor. He reminds me of Sinak. Very similar to Chris Sinak down at Houston.
One of their prize freshmen. All right, so some changes as Cole Rosario checks into the game. So Council, Jackson, Rosario, White, and Badunga, Kansas. Bradley, Pete, Privas, Del Orso, and Karchenkov for Arizona. And Marco Jackson hits the deck. Foul on Arizona.
Rosario, 19 minutes, last 8 games. He was in the rotation early, the freshman. This would be a good night for him to use all that energy that we've seen from him in bits and pieces.
Yeah, when he's on athleticism and the ability to hit the 3, that's the combo he brings. Jackson wasn't ready for it. They turn it over.
Well, El Marco turned his head as Melvin threw the pass to him. Melvin had, it looked like, the advantage on Privas. Yeah. And I think what he wanted to do is a little boomerang. Throw it to El Marco, get it right back, and then attack.
Gene Bradley handling. He's the general on the court for Arizona. Bradley now, pull up, got it.
He is certainly their team leader, one of the best point guards in the country. This league has a bunch of great point guards, young and old.
Rosario. And Burries grabs it. Arizona the other way. This kid has really developed as the year has gone on. How about Krivas? That triple wouldn't fall. Burries has just gotten better and better. Karchenkov hits the floor. White with Burries on it. White rejected by Krivas.
It's like watching a young Sabonis. He's not that good, obviously, but he's a wall.
Pete contested by Bedunga. Another block. Krivas, Karchenkov, great look.
Karchenkov is a great cutter and a great pass by Krivas. Karchenkov in the deep corner sneaks right underneath the basket. Let's see if we can watch the one freshman, Karchenkov. Look where he is. Great find and a smart IQ play by the youngster from Germany.
Back here at Allen Fieldhouse, and how about this young guy, Ivan Karchenkov?
Yeah, he's got no fear. This is a young man that played at Bayern Munich last year as an 18-year-old. You guys remember the name Shabazz Napier, Carson Edwards from Purdue, Nick Weiler-Babb. He's mature beyond his years. His dad was a coach. His dad played 22 years of pro ball in Russia. A key part of this team. He is a great glue guy for this team.
Council and Bradley on him.
Two Rochester guys, Rochester, New York.
Indeed. They met at the Boys and Girls Club. McGow, that's too strong. And I think they got Bedunga over the back. They did. So Flory picks up foul, and that will be number 1 on Flory Bedunga.
John, let me finish up on Karchenkov. He was coached last year by Pablo Lasso, very famous coach in Europe, former Real Madrid coach, who is phenomenal with young players. Luka Doncic is his prized pupil, but he told Tommy Lloyd, when you get Ivan, he will not be afraid of the moment.
Burries short on that shot. McDowell able to save it. And now Council. Council hangs and one. Melvin Council Jr. His first 2 of the night. And the kid who transferred from St. Bonaventure showing off the quickness.
Well, if you talk to anybody at Kansas, he drives this culture. Last year at St. Bonaventure, I talked to Adrian Wojnarowski today, who left us, our colleague. He was the GM at St. Bonaventure. He said this kid was responsible for 8 more wins than we would have had. And he absolutely loves this kid as a competitor, and Bill Self loves him also.
Good hands by McDowell. Here's Council. Tiller puts it on the floor. Spins, shoots. Look at Bedunga. Grabs it and stops it. And one, Toby walk off the feed from Pete.
Boy, Pete got double teamed, and he did not panic. Let's go back and watch. Loose ball, little change in the lane, and Flory knows what to do with it because he's shooting near 70% on shots like this. And then a great pass by Pete, double teamed, but he throws it right over the top of Trey White. And Tobe Awaka, he doesn't jump very high, but he takes up a lot of space in the lane. John, when you have 3 post players like Arizona does, they all get used to passing out of double teams because they see it all the time, and we've seen it early.
Arizona, number 1 in the country. They are unbeaten. They lead it by 4. Bedunga working on Awaka. Bedunga, that rolls off. Bradley lost it. Turnover. Up ahead, Trey White.
Well, you see the turnover by Jaden Bradley. And this team right now has this crowd up in arms.
Trey White has been an underrated player for Kansas. The guy, Tommy Lloyd talked about, he said, yeah, he's a little different player than when we saw him when he was at USC and Louisville and Illinois. White will grab a seat. Arizona by 2. Taylor with the block. Pete contested and it gets fouled. We've already had 9 blocks in this game. Kansas with 6 of them.
It reminds me of what Bill Self told his team today. This game will be won 12 feet and in, and certainly without Darren Peterson tonight and his long-range shooting, Kansas has matched the intensity of Arizona in the paint.
We have an ACC doubleheader in store for you tomorrow night on ESPN. 7 Eastern, number 11 North Carolina heads to Miami to take on the Hurricanes. And then Pitt hosting number 4 Duke. That's at 9. Pete knocks down 1 out of 2. A 3-point game as we close in on 5.5 to go here in the first half. Council as they move the basketball. If you're just joining us, where you been? Darren Peterson not playing, flu-like symptoms. And so Kansas shorthanded against the number 1 team, unbeaten Arizona. That one flipped up. Krivas rips it down. Burries will try and hit.
And you remember that game against Auburn early in the year when he dropped 28? He just gets better and better and better.
Council in the paint. Oh, heady play from Melvin Council Jr.
Melvin, I'm going to tell you, I don't know where this Kansas team would be without Melvin Council.
No doubt.
He might be the MVP of this team.
Karchenkov, good find. And Pete. And there's McDowell stepping into the passing lane.
Speed.
Council. And a block from Krivas. Up ahead, Pete collects.
We knew this before the game, but Krivas has made his mark in terms of National Defensive Player of the Year already tonight.
And Anthony Del Orso buries a 3.
Remember, John, he was in a huge slump. He was 5 for 31 in the previous 6 games, and Saturday he went 4 for 6.
A 7-point advantage. Jackson jumper got it.
Great to see him out there. He could have played Saturday, and I think he decided, I'd like to rest 2 more days because my team will need me on Monday night, and he's correct.
Krivas, left hand short. Tiller rebounds it. Good board by Bryson. Council inside, flips it up. Bidunga grabs it and puts it in. Burries feeds the post hole of Pete. Dribbles out, gets some space, and the rebound is Hansis and McDowell. They're within 3.
Here we go.
For the tie. It's a 7-0 run. Oh, nice move. There's Burries.
Ice water, that young man, nothing bothers him. He doesn't even realize there's 15,000 out here.
Just a very creative score. Jackson inside. Scoops it up too strong and back the other way. Arizona with the ball up 2. Karchenkov. Tipped out of bounds. It's off Krivas. And it's Kansas basketball.
Well, it's taken a couple months, John, but Kansas has an identity. Take a look. Flory Badunga, better and better. Only a sophomore. How about Vincent? Excuse me, Melvin Council. Melvin's in the house tonight. And Jamari McDowell is cooking.
24 minutes.
Oh, yeah, and I'll tell you, Seth, like we said going to break, Melvin Council and Flory Badunga, they have become the heart and soul of this team. Hey, we hope DP's back and he makes a lot of shots, but they've proven they can play without him, and that's a good thing.
Paul Mbia has checked into the game, just his 14th game. That one rattles home. McDowell and one.
I'll tell you, you can feel it out here. There's a confidence growing. These guys are taking it right to number one.
McDowell short on that shot. Jamari McDowell was asked to start tonight in place of Darren Peterson, who's sitting with flu-like symptoms. Under 2 to go here in the half. All tied at 40. Karchenkov. And there's a block from Mbia.
He just needs to give Bill Self a 39 more of energy.
Hurries. Shot clock violation. And Bill Self loving it.
And it was Mbia, the little used freshman from France, by way of Congo, that started that in the block in the paint.
Mbia's played 8 minutes in Big 12 games.
9.
Yeah. Yeah, fair enough.
Oh boy.
Mbia sets the screen. Jackson, Council. And now Council, they go possession arrow, and it belongs to Arizona. Good hustle by Melvin Council Jr., who is a fan favorite.
John, I would say this. It's not often that you out-bully the bully. Kansas has been the bully for 20 years. Tonight, the bully's gotten punched in the nose. You're number one in the country. You're the bully.
Burry straight on 3. Oh.
Oh, that young man reminds me, you know, he reminds me of his Booker from the Phoenix Suns. This is a great test for the Wildcats.
Yeah, more to come, certainly, including a trip to Houston. Jackson jumper. Mbia, and they got him over the back.
Huge possession now because Arizona can use most of this 37 seconds. 36.9 to be exact. But I think we've got a street fight that's going to continue into the second half.
3-point game, 36.9 to go as Bradley brings it up the court.
The two kids from the Flower City, Rochester, both have blossomed during their careers.
I see what you did there.
Yep. Worked on that today.
Nobody practices their ad-libs like you, bud. Karchenkov into the paint. High arcing shot will go. So creative.
Got to go to the rim here. Just put your head down and go.
Council. And he gets the foul call.
Smart. They score. Arizona backpedaling, so Melvin just puts his head down, uses that speed, and gets fouled.
Shot on, or that foul, I should say, on Koa Pete. That's his second. And Council at the line gets the first. Melvin Council Jr., 75% free throw shooter. No Darren Peterson for Kansas here tonight. And they continue to hang around. 3-point game.
They're doing something with the clock. Did I see 1.7 or was it there? Now they switched it back to 1.7.
They're all over it.
A clean catch, John, and you got 2 dribbles. It's got to be a clean catch.
Colapete inbound, nobody on the ball. Burries.
Nope.
Would not have counted. Number 1, Arizona, 20 minutes into this one, and they lead number 9, Kansas, on the road by 3. So Kansas hanging around without their best player, might be the best player in the country, Darren Peterson. But send it over. Angel Gray is standing by with Bill Self.
Thanks, Coach. You often praise the depth of your roster. With no Darren Peterson tonight, what do you like about how your team has adjusted after the first 2 minutes?
Well, we didn't play great. We played wild, but we hung in there. We tried hard. They're just dominating us close to the basket. We got to figure out a way to get them pushed out.
That was what I was going to ask you. In shoot around, you said the priority was defending the paint. They have 24 points in that area. What are the adjustments?
Well, our traps can be better, and we can deny the easy entry passes to the post better.
Thanks, Coach.
Okay, thanks.
At the half, it's Arizona, number 1 in the land and unbeaten. They're up 45-42. Cheap halftime report. Let's send it back to the studio. Kevin Connors, KC.
All right, Boog, Arizona eyeing its 9th quad 1 win. Kansas, its 9th win all time against an AP number 1. The Jeep halftime report. SEC Player of the Year Ron Slay, 2-time ACC Coach of the Year Seth Greenberg, Kevin Connors here. Slay, it's Korchenkov, it's Krivas, it's Pete, it's Awaka. How does Arizona continue to exploit that matchup in the second half?
Well, they're getting a great job, doing a great job of playing with poise and handling exactly what they need to when they get the ball. They're looking over the shoulder. If the double team comes, it's premier passing to the other big. You're getting great opportunities with that. As you see here. Check them out now. This is inside. Now, that's a walk in the park right there, without a dog or anything. But this is what you like, the post-to-post passing. And then Krivas is just not, he just knows he's bigger than everybody. Get there, get to your favorite shot, and then you go to work. This was so impressive. Yeah, the cut from the weak side corner, automatic from the bigs.
Yeah, Bryce is telling his versatility to be able to score inside and outside. His ability to get to the offensive glass, use that big body. Fran talked about playing inside out. That's exactly what he's been able to do. He's been able to protect the front of him, watch his patience right there, get to a spot, use your size, jump hook, but he can also step out and shoot the 3. They space the court and open up the floor with his ability to make shots, but they can also play through him on the post. The big question is, Bill Self said it, how do you defend Arizona in the paint? Ball pressure, defend the post early. Those 2 things have to happen if they're going to have a chance. Because if you defend the ball early, the post early, and have ball pressure, then you're in position to also rebound on the defensive end.
That's a question a lot of coaches are asking when it comes to playing Arizona.
They got to keep their feet moving, too. Their feet get playing is over.
So deep. 3-point halftime lead. Meantime, what a great matchup in Madison Square Garden tonight. You got red-hot St. John's off the win over UConn. 9 consecutive wins. And it's Rick versus Richard. And boy, Coach, St. John's needed to come back.
Great pass right there and good patience. Post-to-post passing, we see it everywhere. That's Hopkins with a good finish. Zuby with the dime.
Credit Trey Carroll, Xavier, though, Slay late.
Yeah, getting to his spot, raising up over guys, soft touch, putting it on the rim, giving yourself a chance in this matchup.
Dylan Darling's become a factor.
Dylan Darling, church bells. I'll tell you one thing, that guy makes big plays late in games.
Anthony Robinson is going to tie this one up at 76. Slay 8 seconds to go. Xavier and Trey Carroll had a chance to win it.
Yeah, don't play around with it. Got to get to your spot. But active hands on the ball made it difficult. A little fumble, that's all you needed.
Dylan Mitchell is a lockdown defender. The Scottie Pippen of college basketball.
And then Zuby took over.
Zuby knocks down jumpers. He rebounds the ball. He's an elite defender. He just makes winning plays. One of the most improved players in the country the last 2 years.
Oziah Sellers puts it away. St. John's is now 12-1 in Big East play. Best start over the last 40 seasons. When we come back, you've got to see the shooting exhibition Michael Brown put on at Louisville next.
This halftime report is presented by Jeep. There's only one.
free.
Welcome back to the Jeep Halftime Report.
Louisville winners of 5 of 6 and 25 in a row against unranked opponents dating back to last season, taking on NC State. Slay Michael Brown Jr. made 10 threes.
Absolutely. You put your L's up because he was laser focused out there in Louisville. You late closeouts, and that's a problem once he's got it going.
He did a great job of taking what the defense gave him, and he did a great job of his preparation in terms of shot fake right there, create a little separation, jump up and knock that three down. Think about this. Conwell and Brown, they went for 76. Their opponent, NC State, scored 77. They just could have gotten one more basket.
Just needed one more bucket. Brown was unconscious for 45. Louisville hangs up 118 on NC State in a dominant win.
Man, it was great, and just through all the adversity, through all the ups and downs of this season, we stick together, man. We stick together, and that's what it's all about.
At one point, it seemed like you couldn't miss. What is it like? What does it feel like to get into a rhythm like that?
My teammates. I give all credit to my teammates, man. They told me to keep going. They told me to be myself, man. This is a team effort. This is me.
Not sure they can count on 45 for Michael Brown every night. They can barely count on him playing every night, but 45 is a new freshman record in the ACC.
Selectively aggressive. They need him to make plays for himself and others, but when you see a big basket like that, they did a great job of getting the ball in his hands.
Slay, the ACC action continues on ESPN tomorrow. We've got an opportunity to see both North Carolina and Duke in action.
Yeah, it's going to be a fun night, and more so for Miami with North Carolina coming down there off of a victory against Duke. Coach talked about it. Hangover? We will see.
Duke Blue Devils and Pitt Panthers close out the night. Bryson Tiller and Kansas hanging around despite no Darren Peterson. 3-point game at the break.
This halftime report is presented by Jeep. There's only one.
An Alabama judge has ruled Crimson Tide big man Charles Bediako can no longer play college basketball. The decision overrules a temporary restraining order for immediate eligibility that was granted last month. Bediako returned to Alabama following 3 seasons in the G League, appeared in 5 games, averaging 10 points and 4.5 rebounds. NCAA President Charlie Baker issued a statement saying, quote, "Common sense won around today." Number 1, Arizona, undefeated, up 3 at the break. Second half on the way. This has been the Jeep Halftime Report.
Welcome back to Big Monday here on ESPN and from Lawrence, Kansas, inside Allen Fieldhouse. A good one. Number 1 and unbeaten Arizona leading at the break 45-42. And welcome courtside John Shambi and Fran Fraschilla along with Angel Gray in that first half. Arizona came out, played well. Their freshman, Ray Murray, he is something else.
Yeah, he sure is. John, the first 5 games of his college career, he averaged 8 points a game. Since then, it's been 17 plus, and he's right on track tonight. He's a gifted scorer. He shoots the 3, he's got the pull-up, he's got good finishes at the rim, and you're not gonna be seeing him in Arizona next year, but in an NBA team in your area. And then Bryson Tiller, you love this because he missed all last season. He's playing with great toughness among all the freshmen in the Big 12. He probably gets the least attention, but Big Monday, it's a good time to get a little attention, and he's doing that in the first 20 minutes.
How about Jamari McDowell, who was asked to start in place of Darren Peterson, who is not playing tonight with flu-like symptoms. McDowell with 10 points that ties a career high. And when you look at Darren Peterson not being available for Bill Self, it makes things tough, but they have hung around.
You know, John, they are fun to watch. We'll see if they can close the deal the next 20 minutes, and we'll see about Darren Peterson and all the, the stuff that's going on with the illness. But this team is fun to watch.
Let's send it over to Angel Gray.
Guys, I was walking back to the floor with Tommy Lloyd to ask about his adjustments, and I was asking him how he liked how his team handled the environment. And he looked at me, he said, I don't even know what you're saying right now. That's how loud it was coming back to the floor. But he did say he was pleased with being up 3 at half, shooting 51% from the floor in a hostile environment. Defensively, he said there can be more communication on the defensive end, fighting shooters on perimeter. Small lapses there lead to big runs for Kansas.
Arizona, brilliant defensive team.
And that was a bad first possession by Kansas because they had a set play. They usually get a lob on, and Arizona smelled it out.
Karchenkov the rebound, and the putback will go. 2 more, and Iman's got it.
You want to say this guy's good, this guy's good, that guy's good. That's why they have 8 starters. They have so much depth, they all know the role.
Probing with his buddy Bradley on his hip. Now he loses. Council still has it wide open. And that wouldn't fall. It's Burries on the move. Arizona, #1 in the country. They have not lost. A perfect 23-0. And Coapete will go to the line as he draws the foul.
John, he's so good at that. He catches it at the top of the key. He puts his head down and he goes right into your body. He's done that all season long. It reminds me of how he went after Florida in the opening game of the season when he dropped 30 on that great front line in his debut.
Deep long on that free throw. That last foul was on Tiller, his second.
61%, an area that Coa's got to improve.
1 out of 2.
You talk about a winner. That young man won 4 state titles, and he's the winningest USA basketball junior member in history. 4 goals.
Toss inside, Bedunga. On Krivas, up and under. That's a creative move.
If you can't go over the top of the big fella, find a way to sneak it under.
He continues to impress off the glass and in for Burries.
He continues to impress.
Yeah. 14. Mom, a brilliant softball player. Dad, an excellent college basketball player.
D2 star at Cal State San Bernardino. Mom pitched at Tennessee.
McDowell back out. Tiller. Lead for Arizona is 6. Krivas inside. Wow. Council hangs, can't hit.
Numbers.
Bradley up to Karchenkov, and he puts it home.
Great job by Krivas. He keeps defending the rim. Seriously, he's one of the 3 best defensive players in the country. The numbers speak to that, John, and I'll get to that in a second.
McDowell tries, can't hit. White tracks down the rebound. Arizona's lead is 8, their biggest of the game. Council wandering into the paint. Krivas got a piece. Bedunga rejected by Krivas.
All right, folks. You Naismith voters, keep an eye on that kid.
Burries and 1. He's got 16. There's Mom and Dad looking on.
Take a look right here. Watch them just pitch it off to the races. Karchenkov, an easy one. And John, let me get back to the numbers. There's the block by Krivas. When he's not on the court, Arizona gives up 44% from the field. When he's on the court, they give up 37% field goal percentage, and then it finishes at the other end with this precocious freshman.
Krivas with 5 blocks in the game, and Burries completes the 3-point play. Arizona unfazed here in the second half. They lead it by 11. No Darren Peterson. Council. That'll go. They needed it. It's a 3.
Not his strength, but he has shown some ability to heat up. 9 threes against NC State.
Privas, good look. And that lob attempt actually hit the rim. He was trying to find Coapete. Tiller, nice move, spinning, step back. And they get Privas on the foul, late call. And that'll be number 1 on Mo. So an 8-point advantage for Arizona. And Bryson Tiller will go to the line. Fran, I think it at least is something you focus on. Kansas here in the second half without Peterson. Will they be able to find enough points against a really good defense?
Well, there's no question about it, John. And keep in mind that Arizona runs and averages about 90, so you got to keep up with them on the offensive end.
That's hard without your best player, who is out with the flu. Well, a reminder, the Women's College Game Day crew will be at the Maravich Center in Baton Rouge on Saturday. That's at 8 a.m. Eastern on ABC and the app. And they'll get you set for a powerhouse matchup, South Carolina and LSU at 8:30.
Two of the great programs in the country this year. UConn, obviously Gino's got another great team. And then on the men's side, game day's going to Tucson as Texas Tech will invade McHale Center. That'll be fun.
Curry's, the throwdown wouldn't go. Council waited, now the lob. Council again, and he's fouled. Tried to connect with Bedunga instead. It'll be Council to shoot when we come back. 6-point game. Well, the last time Arizona was number 1 and came into this building, January 25th, 2003, and Kansas got off to a ferocious start against the Wildcats. They led big at the half by 13, Nick Collison and company. But in the second half, Luke Walton from way downtown, Jason Gardner able to put it in. And Kansas thumped in the second half. The Wildcats rally and end up blowing out Kansas 97-74. There's Jason Gardner, and he is their director of player relations as part of that. And there's Nick Collison.
He was an all-time great here for sure. That Arizona team had Channing Frye. You mentioned Luke Walton, Hassan Adams.
And in the fall of that year, Roy Williams left for North Carolina and Bill Self was hired.
And a lot of Kansas fans said, how are we going to replace Roy Williams? Great
Good
play.
Look inside.
Great set. Yep. By design.
Stuff.
By design, John. It's a misdirection play. They go left, back to the right, little baseline screen, and excellent execution.
Sports Center with Scott Van Pelt coming up at the conclusion of this one. We got a ways to go. Council high off the glass, too strong. Bedunga. Offensive rebound and a putback. And Flory's got 11.
He shoots 70% from the field. In high school, he shot 80% from the field. And primarily because he gets it all done within a foot of the rim.
Pete working on Tiller. That one rolls off. Privas knocked it out of bounds.
This is a set play. Keep your eye on the baseline right now. Here comes Koa right there. Boom. Layup.
(57-53). Arizona on top. Koa Pete will grab a seat. Tobe Awaka will check in.
I don't know if that's is that a loss for Tommy Lloyd? I don't think so.
Well, it's pretty incredible that you got a guy that started all but one last year, 36-37, without coming off your bench.
On a Sweet 16 team.
Yeah.
Yep. Nice.
Council inside. I think he was trying to lock for Tiller. Gives to Privas. Hurries inside. Awaka. That one tipped away. Awaka eventually pulls it down. Fans want a foul.
So did Tommy Lloyd. High-low.
Lob inside, and Aka gets the deuce.
That's their bread and butter right there. They do a lot of things, but the high-low is like a football team saying, we're going to hand it off up the middle, you stop us. The high-low begins that offense, and those bigs are terrific.
Jackson step back on it. Now Marco with 4.
He's had a good impact on this team this year, especially with Peterson out so much.
Foul inside on Bryson Tiller. I believe that's number 3.
Watch Tobe Awaka now. He is the best in the country percentage-wise at offensive rebound. And here's the stat. He gets 1 offensive rebound every 4 half-court possessions for Arizona, and that leads to the high-low, and that's hard to guard.
Arizona +8 again. They have not been out-rebounded in a game this year. Karchenkov looking for some space, and I think they got Badunga.
Karchenkov had great footwork in there. Kept his balance. He's a strong kid. I mean, you got to give him room to make a basketball play. They could have easily called the cylinder foul.
They're double checking to see that they have the right person. Allen Fieldhouse crowd happy. Arizona's fighting for 11 from the free throw line. And he gets 1 out of 2. 15,300 packed inside Allen Fieldhouse. And that one out of bounds. Privas saying to look at it.
And they are
going to look at it.
Those young video guys were right on it. Privas gave Tommy Lloyd the signal. Tommy looked at the second row on the bench and they said, challenge it.
Kip Kissinger.
Previous play is being challenged by Arizona.
Break in the action with the Arizona challenge. Wildcats on the road by 5. Back here in Lawrence, and from Allen Fieldhouse, we got ourselves a 5-point game. All right, so Marco Jackson might have absorbed some contact, but no call, and the call on the floor was out of bounds. And Kansas basketball. Arizona challenged, and it has been overturned, and so it is Arizona basketball.
That is correct. And we just had the first called timeout of the second half. Arizona still has 3 timeouts. They still have a challenge, and they have possession arrow as well. Let's see if they double. Here it comes.
Privas fighting. Karchenkov fires. And a foul is on Tobe Awaka.
And that was a big time rebound by Flory Badunga right there. We told you with this front line of Arizona he was going to have to play big, and he's done that. And you love the fact that this young man plays with a smile all the time. What a great story, Flory Badunga. He came to Kokomo, Indiana as an exchange student. They didn't even know he played basketball. On a Zoom call, the woman who interviewed him said, by the way, how tall are you? And he told her, and she immediately told the basketball coach at Kokomo and John, He was 16 years old. The rest is history.
He's a good soccer player, too.
Yes, he is. A striker.
McDowell swings it. Rosario Bidunga. Flory going to work. And he draws the foul.
I like that because Arizona will argue that was good defense, but no. Flory took the ball to Krivas on the backside. Look at Krivas. He's already riding him, so he's fouling him. And then he violates the principle of verticality.
Foul number 2 on Motiejus Krivas. Talk about improved players in this league in the country. Flory Bidunga, after averaging 6 and 5, he's basically at 15 and 9 this year and almost 3 blocks a game.
We haven't seen him and Melvin Council Jr. connect yet on one of those pick and roll lobs. They've got 14 of them on the season.
Gets the second. Kansas within 4.
You know, it feels like Arizona is up 12. But this Kansas team, this feels like one of those nights in this building.
Murray swings it to Bradley. Point guard going to work, Jaden Bradley. And a tip there by Krivas. And both Bidunga and McDowell hit the deck. But there's Krivas, 10 points, a dozen rebounds. And I think, what, 5-6 blocks to go along with it.
Arizona fans know how much more athletic Mo has gotten in the 2 years, now 3, that he's been in Tucson.
Council jumper way off the mark, out of bounds.
Well, watch the drive now by Bradley, and remember, Krivas is 7'2", but he's so much more athletic than he was a couple years ago. You can thank strength coach Chris Rounds and the trainer Justin Kukoski for that. He's so effortless, John. I think he's going to stay another year. He might not, but he's going to be one of the best big men in the country next year if he doesn't opt for the NBA route.
Del Orso gets it. Karchenkov looks to lob. Tiller intercepts, and now a loose ball. And eventually, Council and Kansas have it. Council Euro step. And Cole Pete is down and grabbing his left quad. Timeout on the court. We'll check in on Cole Pete when we come back. 62-58. Back in Lawrence, and Mopas doing it at both ends of the court and really showing his dominance.
You think about Tommy Lloyd, you think about international recruiting. He started at Gonzaga. He's got a lot of contacts in Lithuania. He played for Žalgiris, which is the Boston Celtics of Lithuania. They rarely let their players come to the United States, but they visited Arizona the year before he came to just watch practices, and they felt very comfortable with Mo joining this team. And obviously the proof's in the pudding. He continues to get better. Tough shot.
Hurries, that won't go. And Bidunga pulls it down. Now Council on the go. Council rejected by Krivas.
That's amazing. He is now the front runner for Defensive Player of the Year.
Oh! And one.
This is what we used to call a facial. Take a look, pick and roll. Remember what we said, right? Melvin Council and Flory Bidunga. That's the 15th time this season they've connected on a pick and roll lob. Thank you, CBB Analytics. Take a look right there. Beautiful basketball.
You just went Marv Albert on me.
A facial.
It's a one-point game, Flory Bedunga. Rivas goes left hand.
Oh, man. How good is he? Woo! Good basketball.
Both teams.
Yes, sir.
Council trying to turn the corner. McDowell into the paint. That would fall, loose ball.
Oh, he can't do that. He can't do that. That's a travel. They missed a travel. Wow. Wow. John, that is a travel. Tommy Lloyd
is
they missed
furious.
it. Yep. Hey, that happens. They missed it. Not going to affect the outcome of the game, but it happened so quickly.
Marchenkov.
No, not his strength. All right, let's watch this, folks. When you play middle school basketball, you'll see little kids do this. You jump, you drop it, you pick it up, you can't do that. Now, there's 13 rules of basketball that are up in that hallway here, written by Dr. Jay Smith. That's one of them.
Kansas has never led. Under 10 to go. And number 1, Arizona.
Lob.
Bedunga inside, twisting, turning. And Kansas, for the first time tonight, is in front. Count. Tiller. And Bradley rebounds the miss. Arizona down 1. Arizona's Bradley off the mark. Awaka the rebound. The putback wouldn't go.
Great challenge at the rim.
Council.
John, there's nobody better in college basketball than running a play to get a big basket that he knows is going to work better than Bill Self. This seal right here comes at the perfect time. Look where he takes the defender up the lane. They've been doing that for 23 years, that seal move and lob over the top. And Bill Self picked the perfect time to go into the big fella. And then, hey, coast to coast, not many faster than Melvin Council Jr.
Arizona led this game 55-44 here in the second half. Their biggest lead of the night. Kansas has gone on a 23-9 run since then. And this place, as we expected, has come unglued. I don't know about you, Fran, but I don't feel like Arizona has reacted to the crowd. Every time they come down the court, very steady. They get into their offense. Yep. They get good looks.
You know who's reacted to the crowd? These 5 guys on the court. Because win or lose, and right now they've got a chance to win here. They are playing their hearts out.
No Darren Peterson for Kansas as they lead it by 3, trying to knock off number 1.
High-low. See if they can get it.
And they get a foul. And that will be on Melvin Council Jr. That's his first.
Now, Tommy Lloyd not happy with the officiating, and that's okay But what you have to do right now is put the onus on the officials and go to your strength by trying to get the ball inside right now and draw a foul.
Jaden Bradley's been quiet in this game as he's got just 4 points and scoreless in the second half. Pete short on that shot. Offensive rebound. And Pete able to save it off the Kansas player. And it's Arizona ball.
John, I'll say one thing that's very underrated tonight. Kansas in the second half has sealed off the inside. You're talking about an Arizona team that gets 46 points in the paint, and they have met the challenge of keeping Arizona slowed down inside.
Is this place something? I mean, as good as it gets.
Trying to get the high-low, not his strength. Nope.
And I think they got to walk it. That may be his fourth.
That's not a shot Tommy Lloyd wanted from Koa Pete right there.
No foul, out of bounds, I beg your pardon. So out of bounds, and it's Kansas basketball. 67-64.
Hey, John, you know who's getting a much-needed rest? Badunga right now. TV timeout coming, under 8. He is catching his breath for the stretch run.
Kansas leads it by 3. Council has Pete on him. Shot clock is under 10. Council, the quick disadvantage, goes to work. A little bit strong, he couldn't finish. Burry's on the move.
Kansas with 4 guards right now. That's how they were able to get into the paint.
Bradley going at McDowell. Pull up off the mark. White crossover. White at Iwaka. And it's off Trey White. Arizona ball when we return. The Jayhawks doing it tonight without their top player, the freshman star Darren Peterson. Melvin Council and company hanging around right now in the lead by 3. Back here in Allen Fieldhouse. How about since the under 12 timeout? Kansas a 9-2 advantage. Arizona's gone over 5 minutes without scoring.
It's been a junkyard dog performance from this Kansas team.
And if you saw that sign on the side of the picture, under Bill Self, Kansas at home 39-0.
Sloppy.
All time on Big Mondays. Turnover.
Sloppy basketball by the #1 team.
Council is fouled.
A lot of ACC hoops tomorrow, Johnny.
Yep. Big doubleheader coming your way tomorrow night. And it'll be 7 Eastern, number 11 North Carolina going to Miami to take on the Hurricanes, and then Pitt hosting number 4 Duke. That comes your way at 9. How about that game on Saturday?
Oh, man, you know, one of the guys I love watching is Caleb Wilson, not just because he's a great talent for North Carolina, but he plays with a chip on his shoulder, much like the way this guy at the foul line plays. Now, Melvin has played in the NCAA tournament, but it was for Wagner College on Staten Island in the first 4 a couple of years ago. He's going to play in it again this year as the leader of the pack.
5-point Kansas advantage. No Darren Peterson tonight due to flu-like symptoms. Burries got it.
Great set play. That's the tail end of the play where they got the layup for Pete inside, and Burries just comes off that down screen.
Burries with 20. He has developed into their top scorer.
Nice fake.
Hiller at the basket, contested. Badunga grabs a rebound, going against Krivas. Flory Bidunga with 21. Karchenkov step back, wouldn't fall. Loose ball tipped out. Burries thought about it.
Burries wants it, doesn't he?
Tip, McDowell will track it down. Kansas by 4 with the ball.
And they've made Arizona take some very difficult shots in the second half. Great defense.
Scoop wouldn't fall. Go and Pete the rebound. Bradley now trapped.
Burries wants the ball, man. He's looking to pull the trigger if he can.
Burries with 20 points for the 8th time this year. Pete going up against Council. Left hand too strong. Krivas the rebound. Marco Jackson intercepts as Karchenkov hits the deck. Oh, Teller to throw down. Bryson Tiller has been sensational here tonight with 18 points.
Yep. And I think he and Pete both playing through cramps right now. Take a look at Bryson with the finish at the rim. Great dime. Marco Jackson. Bill Self told us earlier in the year we're going to need him to be a facilitator.
Let's send it to Angel.
Guys, the roof is about to blow off this arena. I had to download the Decibel app just to see how loud this place can get. It's averaging about 90. With that last finish, it was about 110 and higher.
Closing into the 4-minute mark. Arizona down by 6. Council. And Burries pushing ahead. Burries is fouled, and he'll go to the line and shoot 2. Arizona's not going away.
No, they're not, and I don't think Braden Burries is going to let him go away.
ESPN's exclusive presentation of college basketball is brought to you by Phillips 66, proud sponsor of Big 12 basketball.
On that bay, isn't it?
What?
Yeah.
What? What'd you say?
Scott Van Pelt coming up at Sports Center. Yeah, I think Arizona's shown a lot of grit, a lot of fight, and this crowd has just willed Kansas to rally in the second half despite not having Darren Peterson.
Well, this is a Kansas team that has won 7 in a row. Longest streak in 3 years in Big 12 play. And they've got an identity, John. They really do. It took a while in and out of the lineup with Peterson. But Council's the heart and soul, and we talk about how much Flory continues to dominate.
When you think about the group of freshmen with Peterson, DeBonsa, Flemings, and Burries, plus Pete, just in this conference. McDowell, open 3. And Krivas pulls down the rebound.
Watch out.
Burries. The Scintilla rebounds. Awaka hit the floor hard and now slips down.
They got numbers. Got to look for it. Keep your head up.
Bradley almost a steal. It ends up in Kessel's hands. Didn't use the glass. Well, down the stretch, it's usually Jaden Bradley time in terms of the decisions. We'll see.
There you go. He loves that mid-range.
That's a 2. Kansas with the ball.
I think Arizona has taken too many tough shots down the stretch, but that is a function of how good Kansas's defense has been.
When you look at Kansas's 7-game win streak, it's the defense that's been brilliant, allowing about 65 a game over that stretch, and there they turn it over. Well, Kansas at home against AP #1. The last time was against Arizona, and Arizona got out of here with a win. Their only win at home against a #1 team was against K-State at Hope Auditorium in 1953. It wasn't here. Karchenkov, left-handed scoop. He wanted to foul.
Well, that wasn't going to be called a travel, I know that, but actually good footwork. Bill Self want a timeout.
2-point game, 1:54 to go from Allen Fieldhouse. How about Flory Badunga in the second half?
Well, we've seen this increasingly as the season has gone on. He's so much stronger, more agile than he was a year ago, more confident for sure. Obviously, he drove the ball. The plays with great toughness, John. Those moves right here, this is part of his package right now. He takes it through people. And, of course, on the defensive end, he's been brilliant. Now, here's what you got to watch. I said this earlier. There are few better in basketball than running a play out of a timeout late in the game than Bill Self. And if he's got something in his back pocket, this is the perfect time to use it, and that's why he called timeout.
Yeah, a lot of times it ends up being a dunk. 73-71.
I'll tell you what I like right here, because they've used this year. A little pick and roll with Tiller, who's become a good short roll passer for the lob with Flory on the baseline, the dunker spot. That's been a staple lately. The hard part about that is you got a 7'2" guy back there.
And he has made his presence felt. Mo Krivas. McDowell gets it in.
They want to get it to Council. Here it is. Watch the pick and roll here. Nope.
Council. Tiller flips it inside. Badunga's double teamed and they get the foul. I think it's on Burries. Yep.
Well, they tried to disguise the seal and the lob over the top, and even though Krivas knew it was coming, Flory just outworked him for that pass.
Krivas tonight with a career high 15 rebounds, 6 blocks. And that ties a career high. And he's got a dozen points to go along with it. Flory knocks down the first. Last 6 games averaging 80% from the floor. Bill Self has to be pleased with the development of this kid.
Well, remember,
a sophomore.
Yeah, he made 32 field goals in a row in high school, so he's used to this. Beautiful.
Big spot to get them both. 66% this season. Kansas has never lost at home on a big Monday under Bill Self. Bradley to the paint, high arcing shot, tipped out, McDowell.
More good defense at the rim.
The lead is 4 as we come up on a minute to play.
Council loves this spot, boy.
Shot clock winding down. Council at the basket. And it goes! Melvin Council Jr. with 20. Tommy Lloyd calls timeout. The lead is 6.
Don, we said it early. He drives the culture of this program. We asked him today, you got here in June, how'd you know you could do it? He said, no one else would do it. I decided I'm going to make this my team. And Bill Self said it, his teammates have said it, and he's showing it again tonight.
Council and Badunga have 29 of KU's 35 in the second half. They have been the story as Kansas has rallied from a second half deficit of 11.
Now remember, Arizona shoots fewer threes than almost anybody in the country because they're so used to pounding it inside. This is a situation right now where the only legitimate three-point shooter is probably Burries. Bradley shoots it at a high rate, but not that many.
Bradley almost turned it over. Karchenkov. Mid-range jumper, got it. Bradley books that one.
Now, Arizona's got to turn the heat up, and they're going to have to start fouling, and that ball's out from McDowell.
Karchenkov hits it off of McDowell, and it's Arizona ball. 35.9 to go.
Now, John, Bill Self turned to his bench, and the video guy said, nope, don't challenge it. They were pretty clear that it was off Kansas.
I couldn't tell whether Burries and Karchenkov got it, but it looked like it got McDowell. Burries catch and shoot. Got it! It's a one-point game, and he's got 25. The freshman can do it all. And now McDowell finally finds Council, who's trapped. And they get the foul on Koa Pete.
Great set play. Take a look. Staggered double. Just enough room to catch and shoot it in rhythm. And not unexpected that they go to the freshman in that spot. Melvin shooting at about 75% coming in.
75% this year. In his career throughout college at 77%. Bill Self trying to knock off #1 Arizona. And it's a three-point game. Arizona has not lost this year. And even here tonight, you understand why.
Yeah,
I mean, this is a special team.
Oh, yeah. Tommy Lloyd has told us in the past, I don't think we're going to be undefeated.
Yep.
Now, Kansas has gone small. They can switch because they want to keep Arizona from shooting a three. But Bradley looks like he wants to go to the hole unless this guy can shoot a three.
Badunga on Burries. Burries puts it on the deck. And Badunga swaps it. Tommy Lloyd incensed.
That's great defense. All year, Arizona's driving the basket with the big guy sealing. See the seal inside, but watch Badunga.
Is there body contact there? That's what Tommy Lloyd wanted to call on, and now This is going to be a 1-and-1 spot. Council gets the first. 2-possession game.
Up the drive right here. I think it's a great block. Melvin Council was playing against Duquesne and Fordham last year.
His first free throw miss of the night. Karchenko. Krivas. Book it. And timeout on the court. It's back to a 2-point game. Well, here at Allen Fieldhouse, John Chambie and Fran Fraschilla, and I tell you what, no Darren Peterson tonight for Kansas, but they have hung around, and this game has lived up to the billing.
Yeah, this Kansas team has played with a lot of heart, but Dunga, Council, we've seen it grow more and more. This is a 7-game win streak. They're 8-2 in conference. It's like old school Kansas basketball. And John, we're 9.8 seconds away from a game that'll be talked about for the next 20 years. Arizona certainly has something to say about it because they're going to have to press, trap, and then eventually foul quickly.
Yeah, it's interesting. You know, you look at if Arizona were to lose this game, I don't know about for you. I haven't seen anything tonight that makes me doubt Arizona really in any way.
I think the only thing that they'll look at on their film is that offensively, I thought they quick shot it in the half court.
Okay.
Took some tough shots, but you know, the psychology of the schedule, and I believe this, I would not have wanted to go the rest of the season undefeated. Every now and then, you need something like this to recalibrate your team. And this loss will not hurt them. In fact, John, I'm not sure they should move off the 1 line or the number 1 AP number 1 poll because of a loss at Kansas?
Yeah, right.
Come on.
Yeah. You can call it the 1 line, and I'm with you.
Yeah.
And also, have still to come. Tech at home, BYU at home, at Houston, then at Baylor, and then Kansas at home, and Iowa State at home.
McDowell can run the baseline. Look for somebody to go long.
Well, Marco Jackson gets it back to McDowell.
Oh boy, they may not be able to get it.
And they foul. Well done by Kansas to move the basketball
to a 86% foul shooter.
So it'll be 2 free throws for Trey White. An 86% free throw shooter. And now this is the biggie.
We're 1 free throw made from a little bit of history.
White. And it's 2-possession game.
Bill Self said no fouls.
Council grabs it, and that'll do it. Kansas has knocked off unbeaten Arizona. Number 1 goes down inside Allen Fieldhouse. No Darren Peterson, no problem for the Kansas Jayhawks as they beat the top team in the country. Our Phillips 66 player of the game brought to you by Phillips 66, proud sponsor of Big 12 basketball, and Flory Bidunga, his 4th 20-point double-double this year as he goes for 23 and 10. He was something.
High energy, athletic, tough, and he's going to enjoy this moment for a long time.
Well, what a night here in Lawrence as number 9 Kansas. They've now won 8 in a row. Bill Self loving it. Down goes number 1. We send it to SportsCenter. Scotty, that's Big 12 basketball.